Darrell Henderson is just as good, if not better, than Cam Akers, and you need to be taking him with a top 20 pick in fantasy.
First real defense he has seen all
because he's fast.
It's the Illuminati talking to you.
Millions of little co-pilots
If you're
saying their prayers.
all you gotta do is look at those numbers.
What's cracking, everybody? James Coe here with you. Let's talk about Darrell Henderson and some of the next-gen stats and why I am so damn excited about the prospects for Darrell Henderson in 2021. Let me start this video off by saying I am absolutely not crapping on Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers is a phenomenal player, okay? But he's out of the picture now. But the reasons why I love Darrell Henderson is because the next-gen stats tell me that he was just as good as Cam Akers everywhere and better in a lot of different spots. All right, let's start by talking about where Cam Akers was really good, and that was on outside runs. He averaged 5.1 yards per carry on runs that went outside the tackle box. Extremely explosive player when running to the outside. He was in the top 20th percentile among qualified running backs. Darrell Henderson, meanwhile, really not that far behind, okay? Still a very respectable 4.7 yards per carry on outside runs, again, compared to Cam Akers' 5.1 yards per carry, still in the top 40th percentile among qualified running backs. All right, we talked about outside carries. How about inside carries? This is really where Darrell Henderson was a lot better than Cam Akers. He averaged 4.2 yards per carry on inside runs. Again, runs that go in between the tackle box. League average around 4.3, so just about league average. Cam Akers, 2.7 yards per carry on inside runs. Not only was that well below league average, among 74 qualified running backs, that's actually the third worst yards per carry average. How about short yardage situations? These are situations where the running back, man, has got to go and get it. All right, next gen stats define short yardage situations: second and third down, less than 2 yards to go. Henderson, a very respectable 4.0 yards per carry. League average is about 3.7 yards per carry. Meanwhile, Cam Akers, just 2.5 yards per carry on short yardage situations. Again, among 80 qualified running backs, that's in the bottom 20th percentile. And maybe you're trying to sit there and tell me, no. Cam Akers, the film don't lie. Cam Akers was a more explosive player. I don't know, man. We could chop it up a lot of different ways, man. But when we're talking about explosive runs, I would define that as runs that go for 10 or more yards. And in that metric, Darrell Henderson was legit. 14.5% of Darrell Henderson's runs resulted in 10 or more yards. If that sounds good, it's because it is. Among 78 qualified running backs, that was actually the 11th best rate in the NFL. League average is around 10.9%. Cam Akers, believe it or not, was actually below that rate. Not just that, he was in the bottom 25th percentile. Just 8.3% of his carries ended up with 10 or more rushing yards. So again, I know there's a lot of different ways we could chop up quote-unquote explosive plays, but in that one particular metrics, man, give me Darrell Henderson all day long. And again, man, I'm absolutely not crapping on Cam Akers. I think he's a great player. But for all the reasons you loved Cam Akers, you got to double down and absolutely love the same thing about Darrell Henderson, who, again, above league average on outside carries, about league average on inside carries, short yardage situations, above league average, explosive plays, one of the best running backs in the NFL. The ADPs, they just never made sense to me, right? Cam Akers going as a top 15 pick. Darrell Henderson was going somewhere in like the 10th, 11th, 12th round. Sean McVay has talked about approaching this position with a committee. But with Cam Akers gone, what does the committee really look like? Jake Funk out of Maryland? Xavier Jones out of SMU? Look, Jake Funk, when he was healthy, an explosive player, okay? He averaged 7.2 yards per carry in his career at Maryland. Unfortunately, he's coming off of back-to-back years where he's blown out his left ACL. When we're talking about Xavier Jones, the great Daniel Jeremiah did describe Jones as being the best running back without a combine invite. But at the end of the day, no combine, no pro day, as a matter of fact. So we don't know what the measurables are. We don't know what the athletic measurements are for Xavier Jones. But going back to DJ, Jeremiah did say that Jones lacked top-end speed. I'm not exactly sure he's going to be pushing Darrell Henderson for a lot of touches. And if we're going back to college, remember Darrell Henderson, my God, he was an absolute ridiculous baller his final season at Memphis when he racked up more than 2,200 yards and scored 25 damn touchdowns. I don't care what you think of the level of competition he's playing at Memphis. This dude absolutely balled his last season there. And you know what? When given the opportunity, Darrell Henderson actually played pretty well, okay? In the 7 games when he got 10 or more carries, he averaged 4.7 yards per carry. This guy, I'm telling you, can absolutely play. You pair him in the Sean McVay offense, and I think we're off and running. That is why I am saying Darrell Henderson is worth a top 20 selection in fantasy. I don't think the ADPs are going to catch up this late in the game. I think you're going to get good value. Am I crazy? Am I not crazy? Are you buying what I'm selling, man? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But if you want to see more next-gen stats-related content, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. We'll see you.